Hey, Facebook family, welcome to a Tuesday. It's time for the curls. It's time for the scoop. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. We're going to get this hug in. You never know what somebody could be going through, and they need that hug. It's not cute not knowing, and now it's time to know. Last night during the Monday Night Football, a game that was one of the most anticipated games of the season, we saw one of the players fall out on the field. 24-year-old Damar Hamlin. They're saying it was cardiac arrest. They don't know why it happened. I guess they're going to run a battery test. As of this moment, they say he is breathing on his own. That game between the Bills and Cincinnati, that game will not resume. They will just move forward. It was surprising, it was shocking, but you know what it was? It really reminded you that a game that you can love, and the NFL has many, many fans, it's a dangerous sport. The injuries, I think when you talk to some, former players, that the things that they go through with their legs and their back and their movement. Let's not even get into the CTE, all those hits to the head. Some players said, I've had enough. Send out prayers to him. A lot of people debate about the game, and the game is never going to stop. But let's hope that they will continue the safe practices. I worry about that quarterback on the Dolphins. He keeps getting knocked in the head. It's, how to put it? It's tricky because you want to see your team playing, and you have so many people that are Monday morning quarterbacks. But the safety of the players is what's most important. And a lot of these players, they take hits that the average person would not be able to deal with. Prayers for the family of Damar Hamlin. It was just shocking to witness that, him passing out on the field. Eddie Murphy, 1 week from today, he's going to be given the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Golden Globes, and we're just hearing that Tracy Ellis Ross is going to be his co-star in the new movie for Prime Video, Candy Cane, which is coming out later this month. If you're a fan of De La Soul, their music is finally coming to streaming. They finally got all the legal entanglements out. R. Kelly, Surviving R. Kelly. It's back. 2 new chapters. One was last night. One is tonight. This one goes into him, last night went into him, the grooming of young men. He's currently serving a 30-year sentence. I don't think he's ever getting out. The damage that he has done, it wasn't just to women, it was also to young men. Tonight's episode of Surviving R. Kelly will deal with the trial and what went on with the trial and what led to that conviction. Today on The View, they did a tribute to Barbara Walters. What I loved about this tribute, they really showed her lighter side and the fun side, and they all shared stories about Barbara Walters, the TV legend, and that's when you use the word legend. She died over the weekend. It's always amazing how people die around the holidays, and Barbara Walters was there, but the tribute they did today on The View was amazing. I told you I read the comments, and a lot of you just poured out your love and sympathy for the late singer Anita Pointer, who passed away over the holiday weekend. She was 73 years old. Right now, Ruth is the only remaining member of the Pointer Sisters, but Anita Pointer, who sang lead on many of those songs we love. Yes, We Can, and I'm So Excited, Jump for Your Love. The Pointer Sisters just had some amazing hits in the 70s and 80s. It was Anita, it was Bonnie, it was June, it was Ruth, one of the female supergroups of our time. Another supergroup, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Fred White was one of the original 9 of Earth, Wind, and Fire, and he was the drummer. He, along with his brothers Maurice and Verdine, they formed Earth, Wind, and Fire. Verdine described Fred as brother number 4 and a child prodigy. Now, in the past few years, Fred has not been in the group or touring with the group, dealing with health challenges. But you can hear his work on September, Shining Star, Saturday Night, Boogie Wonderland, Let's Groove Tonight. That was Fred White playing on the drums. Fred White, Earth, Wind, and Fire, dead at the age of 67. The Roots are coming to PBS. Black Thought, Questlove. This PBS special, they're going to be doing a residency jam, and it's going to air on PBS on January 27th. A lot of people just know the Roots from The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, maybe the Roots Picnic, but the Grammy Award winning group making moves out here, and this residency is airing on PBS. Prayers going out to Martina Navratilova, the tennis great, announced she not only has throat cancer, but breast cancer for the second time as well. She battled breast cancer about 10 to 12 years ago, but it has returned, and our prayers go out to the tennis great. Dionne Warwick, Don't Make Me Over. One of the best documentaries I've ever seen, and I'm just saying that because it's Dionne. It aired on CNN, but you can catch it. Yes, you can catch it because it's streaming on HBO Max. Interesting thing, it really showed her career. Great singer. The only thing I didn't like, they did talk about the Psychic Network. The same one that she fussed me out about years ago. They did mention the Psychic Network, but they didn't mention Solid Gold. Why they mentioned Solid Gold? They skipped over the Tom Bell era with the Spinners, and then came you. I happen to know one of the guys that was involved in the production, so I called him last night. I said, how come they switched over that area? And they're saying that because it ran out of time. But that was an important part. She had a first number 1 with Then Came You, and it kind of like a little shot to the arm. But whether she was with Burt Bacharach, Tom Bell, the Bee Gees, Clive Davis, who really put her back on the map, Dionne Warwick had an incredible career. Check this documentary out, and she's always been sassy. It's not something that just started. One thing watching this documentary, I could absolutely not believe that she was not on Rolling Stone's list of 200 of the greatest singers. I think Rolling Stone puts these out to make people talk and to make people angry. Dionne Warwick wasn't on it. Celine Dion wasn't on it. Phyllis Hyman. I'm sure you guys will look up and say, this person wasn't on it. This person wasn't on it. An atrocity. That Rolling Stone list is trash. I was like, come on. There was another list. This wasn't Rolling Stone. They were talking about the greatest MCs. They had Jay-Z on there. They didn't have Biggie. They didn't have Tupac. I said, who made this list? You got to pay homage to the greats. Now, I know Nas was there. Eric B. or Rakim. Big Daddy Kane. But they didn't have Jay on there. I said, boy, they just going to be mad at Jay forever. They didn't have Biggie on here, who is one of my favorites. And they didn't have Tupac. But these lists are interesting. But this list, Rolling Stone, greatest singers of all time, there were some misfires on the list. We got some good news about Al Roker. After 2 months of health challenges, the blood clots in his leg and his heart, Al Roker, after 2 months, is returning to the Today Show. So that is excellent, excellent news. He is such a staple to that show and really kind of like the glue that holds that show together. It is so good that he is coming back to do the weather, make us laugh, and all that good stuff on the Today Show. He returns on Tuesday. I went through so many comments, and You're not always going to agree with what I say, but you don't. People love the name call. They was like, you don't like Meghan, you tired of Meghan Markle, but you got a big forehead. What does my forehead have to do with me saying that I'm tired of them? The baffling responses about T.J. Holmes and Amy Robach. People said, leave them alone. Let them live their life. If you are married, if you take that vow, you got to do your darnest to keep that vow or leave the situation. That was embarrassing. A slap in the face to marriage. And I was like, is this just showing, like, I don't know. Not that I'm the morality police, but I just think that if you're married, those vows are so important. And no, it's not okay, especially when you are a public figure. In my personal opinion, I think they're going to do everything not to bring them back. I don't think they're going to be back in that form. And I think that their roles at ABC will be reduced, especially with this latest album, this latest outing where they were making out like teenagers. And it was like, y'all just don't care. But I do. Auntie reads the comments. And I appreciate y'all even when we don't agree. Prince Harry is going to be sitting down with Anderson Cooper this Sunday, CNN. It's going to be interesting, hot on the heels of his book entitled Spare. A lot of stuff going on. Please keep the family of Damar Hamlin in prayer because they really need it. It's just devastating. And hopefully he's able to come out of this situation. Leave a comment, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching and subscribe to the channel because we're marching towards 100,000 by the end of the year. We're just like marching on there. But thanks so much for joining me. It's not cute not knowing, and now you know. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture.